Why does man get sick? Why sickness and disease at all? I went on a quest around the world to find out what causes a man to get sick and what man can do to get well.
By the sheer fact that you're here and breathing, there is hope.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zoe Today. I'm Zeke, your home-based coordinator on set here in Atlanta. Our host, Damon Davis, is broadcasting in live from our Chicago hub. And today is a very special day. We are celebrating the grand opening of a new Zoe Wellness Center near Chicago and Schaumburg, Illinois. Zoe Wellness, well known nationally, where you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days, is not just about weight loss. The coaches at Zoe Wellness help you with all aspects of your health and wellness, including your body, soul, and spirit. Damon is back today with our continuing series on inflammation with special guests Dr. Joe Feuerstein and Dr. Stephen Gabriel to share in very practical steps strategies to combat inflammation in your body. They will also reveal how to expand your thinking in this new year to achieve growth in your personal life, your relationships, your family, your finances, and your overall health. And yes, of course, they are also here to talk about the most common New Year's resolution of them all, losing weight and getting healthy. Now, if you're joining us here on the Word Network, be sure to mark your calendars and set your reminders because we are here live every weekday from 1 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And at the same time, you can also watch us on social media. Simply visit zoetoday.com and you can join us live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and even Twitch. Whichever way you're tuning in, be sure to hit subscribe, like, follow, and share, and ask questions you have because your interactions will help shape our after show that will continue to stream online from 1:30 p.m. Eastern to at least 2 p.m. And that's where we're gonna let loose, okay? So let's get started. Damon? Hi.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to your new year. Oh, yeah, listen, I don't know what happened. It's 2022 one day, the next day it's 2023. If you're like me, it flew by, didn't it? And you're wondering, now what do we do? Well, so many people have made those New Year's resolutions, right? I call them New Year's revolutions. That's what we're going to do in our life. In fact, we're going to figure out what our tagline is going to be. But right now I'm saying to everybody, it's the new me in 23, right? Say that out loud. It's the new me in 23. Let's be committed to that. That means that if we're working out stuff in our finances, new me in 23. If you're working out stuff in relationships, new me in 23. And if you're working out stuff in the body, and there's a lot of New Year's resolutions about losing weight, getting healthy, eating a little different, moving a little bit more, trying to get that sleep. Those are called New Year's resolutions. And specifically in the area of the body, everybody's making them, right? And so what do? Well, you say, you look in the mirror and say, I don't like this. And you use that new year, that December 31st to January 1st opportunity to establish some goals for yourself, right? Well, look, last week, listen, after the New Year's parties last week, look, we probably gained a little weight. We said we were going to launch January 1st, doing it all different. And last week, we crashed and burned. Come on, right? we didn't get off the ground. We're eating the same way. We're not getting sleep. We're not hydrating. We're not moving. You know what I'm talking about? Because I wasn't ready. I needed a couple of days to get ready. So you know what? I took it really light last week on the TV show, getting you all ready. And this week, today's Monday, this week, starting today, this is the new year, new me in 23. So what's that mean? Well, my hair is disheveled. They wouldn't even let me put makeup on. I probably look really washed out. Yeah, us TV folk, we put makeup on. We do. They wouldn't let me do that. Why? Because I started the Zoe 30 Challenge. That's a 30-day challenge, which all across America, we're calling it lose 30 pounds in 30 days. We have people doing that. I think they told me our average weight loss was 22 pounds in 30 days. What? That means 22 days from today, somebody could be 22 pounds lighter. Well, I started on the journey. Now, I don't need to lose a lot of weight. If I stand up, you might agree, although what you might agree with more is that it's not about the weight loss that we're going after. It's what happens as a result of getting some of that weight down. Inflammation is down, right? Blood sugar levels are improved. We're now looking at cholesterol levels that are balanced. A lot of great things happen in areas of blood pressure and chemical production in the brain. That's chemicals make us feel good. A lot of gut health, a lot of stuff's happening as associated with us losing weight. And so today, this Monday, is the beginning of our challenge to you to get connected with Zoe, see what we have to offer, and let me be the person to ignite you to decide that it will be a different me in 23. Somebody shout.
Yes.
And there's not a better way to get started than for us to do what this show is really designed to do. And that is give you the information that you need so you know the steps that you can take to take matters into your hands and start discovering what Zoe is about, extraordinary life. Therefore, without further ado, I have invited, I'm in Schaumburg. We just opened our Schaumburg facility, everybody. I'm here in our Schaumburg office. That's why I'm not in studio with Zeke. I am patched in with home base just like my two doctors. Dr. Stephen Gabriel is a doctor of anti-aging, regenerative medicine, and so much more. He's a dear friend. He's on our LA hub, our California hub, rather. He's on the West Coast, 3 hours behind East Coast, 2 hours behind me in the Central. And I got just north of me, a little bit northeast, Dr. Joseph Feuerstein, who is a doctor of integrative medicine and so much more. These guys are my friends. They are pillars in the development of Zoe Wellness Centers of America. And now what we're launching, Zoe Integrative Medicine. That's right. What we're here to do every day, starting today, is to bring to you, me and these doctors and other amazing guests that will be on the show, in all categories of spirit, soul, and body. They will be here with me as we unpack for you, how does the mind work? What's happening in our gut? How do we get our finances in order? How do we deal with the things in relationships that are important? Reduce stress factors. Learn how to eat right. Medicine through food. Food as medicine. How do we get those 22 pounds off or more in 30 days? And how do we get you to discover Zoe? So today we begin the entire week series on some of the high points that we want to be mindful of. The top 10 things that we can impart to you today that you should be thinking about and doing as you embark on your journey for this to be your best year yet. And I wanted to start right down the middle as pertains to stuff with the body, because so many of you have said, I'm starting a New Year's resolution to lose weight. You got it? And it's not just as easy as starving yourself. That's not what we do. If you're fasting, that's a different story. You know, it's a whole different reason for why you might be on a fast right now for 2023 starting in January. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you the top 10 things that you can do immediately to impact your health. You're kidding. Everything's down? Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. We just got word from our master control that we had a technical difficulty, and perhaps many people are without sound or video as I'm speaking. Let me just get a quick confirmation. This is live. Everybody remember, I say it every day. It means when I say it, 3 seconds later, you get it, okay? If you ever watched the news or saw a ball game, some things are unpredictable sometimes with technology. Stand by. I'm going to keep talking, and I'm looking for my floor directors to give me a cue. Are we on track with you, wherever you're dialed in from, tuning in from, able to hear and see what we're doing? Okay, we're good on the Word Network. So my apologies to our viewers. I'm going to keep going. All right, so I've got Dr. Stephen Gabriel and Dr. Joseph Feuerstein here with me today, and we're going to unpack this top 10. Dr. Feuerstein, I'm going to start with you, sir, if I may, because you have spent a great part of your career in medicine, but specifically not giving pharmaceutical medication, but helping people understand the power of medicine in food. So I'm going to just give you that as a launching pad to give people some of the few important things they need to be thinking about right now as they're redesigning their diet program, if you will, to try to get some of that weight off, get the inflammation down, and discover Zoe. Let me let you start, sir.
So you're absolutely right. It's an honor to be with Stephen Gabriel. He's a dear friend. I have seen 45,000 patients in the last 15 years, and they've all been treated naturally. So that's why I'm involved with Zoe Integrative, because we can do things, we can really heal through food. I actually want to talk about, if we talk about one New Year's resolution, I want to give you a Dr. Did you know, a little small thing about a research study that was published this week about hydration. I'm going to give it to you quick because it's super, super important. They took 15,000 people. They published it in The Lancet, which is one of the world's most foremost journals. And what they were looking at with these 15,000 people between the ages of 40 and 60, they followed them for 25 years, and they were looking at how much hydration. Doesn't matter how they looked at it, but they were basically saying, did you drink enough? Did you not drink enough? Here's the situation. The people who drank the least water, had between a 20 and 40% increased incidence of death, chronic diseases, bad stuff, because they didn't drink water. How much water? That is the Institute of Medicine. They want you to drink 2 liters of water a day. That is basically the bottle the size of a diet soda bottle. Don't drink the diet soda, though, but that's a 2 liter. That's a big bottle. I need everybody to be drinking that, because that is going to actually save your life. That was my 1-second thing. Doctor, did you know, for the new year? Drink water, people.
Well, it is true. You know, I said, Dr. Feuerstein, that's so powerful. And, you know, we think that people know the basics, and they don't. And there's nothing wrong if you don't know the basics. We call them the basics. I would say until you know, it's not basic to you, right? You know, we would think that we would know that we should hydrate. But listen, it's important. Many of you are hydrating from Coca-Cola, or you're hydrating from some other sweetened beverage, and we think that that's hydrating us. It's a different kind of hydration. Water is so important, and the kind of water that you drink. I alluded to at the beginning of the show, and people don't know those things. They don't know. They weren't taught. That's what this show is going to do. It's going to bring you up to speed, tell you what we know. It's going to bring to you break ground, revolutionary information from a medical perspective that you can count on, that you can trust. We're not your medical doctor. I want to say that as we get into these shows and say it often. We're not your medical doctor. We're not trying to be your medical doctor. We do have that service nationwide. There are areas where we can work with people depending upon where you are, and does our licensing cover that? But we're not trying to diagnose, treat, or cure anything on the show, and that's really the point. Instead, we're here to educate and impart to you understanding that we have that you can trust and count on. Everything that we do has been reviewed professionally, medically. We don't make any promises to you that we're going to fix you. Instead, we give you the information that you need to be in cooperation to get yourself fixed by you doing some things that you can do that are within your power that are simpler than you believe. We just have to get our mind right, our thinking right. Then we have to have the information, the steps that we can walk out. And then every now and then we need a little bit of coaching and encouragement. And we're here for that more than anything else. I've got an entire team of professionals. I've amassed, if you will, an army of people that are trained in specific areas of mind, body, and spirit that are here to talk to you and guide you and walk you through to achieve Zoe in life. And the basic stuff may not be so basic. You've never heard it before. I didn't know as I started my journey today. I thought I knew, but so much new information is coming out all the time. Some of the foods that I was eating My doctor said we won't be eating that as we move into January forward, because we kind of looked at how my body was responding to food types. What's good for you may not be good for me. It's true. We'll get into that on the show as we continue to go weeks on from here. And, you know, there were toxins in some of the products that I was using, you know, to make me pretty. And so there are things that we don't know that we're going to learn here. And it's going to require you to make some right moves in lifestyle, right moves in our decision making, day to day, knowing that every step forward is a step of progress into you discovering who God made you to be. I tell you, when you're sick, it's hard to dream, isn't it? When you're sick, it's hard to get excited. When you're sick, you don't feel well. You can't move like you want to at work and other areas in your life, and you just feel hindered, right? So Dr. Gabriel, a lot of people are feeling that right now. You know, they are right smack dab in the middle of a tough 2022. They have survived some stuff, or they're ready to thrive, and they're looking for some tips. Dr. Feuerstein gave us a did you know about water. Let me pick up from there. What are some of the key things that we need to know that you can share with us? Maybe it's what you're seeing coming into emergency medical, or maybe it's what you're hearing and talking to some of our patients. What can you share with us today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always such a time of renewal when a new year starts. And first, I want to say hi to both of you. We're all three in different cities, and I'm so thankful for the technology that us as friends can be doing and sharing this from all over the country. But I was just in the emergency department last night till 3 a.m. And it's impressive what's going on, and the stress and the sickness, what's going on around the world. And the first thing I want to start off with is, to everyone that's listening, is momentum is power. And so a lot of times I think what we all do when we hear, what should I do? Do I work out? Do I do this? What I say is, pick one, pick anything easy that you know you'll do, because one leads to the next thing. The first good habit leads to the second good habit. So don't think about some complex plan. If you aren't exercising, go out and take a 10-minute walk. If you're smoking, maybe cut down on a few cigarettes. Something to get you started, because I promise you that the first thing leads to the second thing. I want to say that I love that study that you shared, Joe, because I read it too, and I picked up the water thing. As soon as I walk into the hospital, the first thing I do is fill up a big thing of water, because I'm like, the easiest bang for my buck is this study. It's the easiest thing to do. So I love that one. But the next one that I want to give to everyone, what I would say to start with, it improves everything. Overall longevity, happiness, quality of life, decreased disease, decreased anxiety, is every day go outside, go for a walk, 15 minutes. If you pick it up to a brisk walk, great. It's easy to do. What I tell myself, even when I'm tired, is this is how long it would take me maybe to go to the bathroom and brush my teeth. And I seem to find time for that every single day. So I know I can do it. And I literally, right now, it's cold outside, put on my jacket, put on my hat, time myself. The funny part about it is I say I'm going to do this for 15 minutes, and it turns into like 30 because I'm enjoying myself so much. And it's better than the treadmill or something in your house. But if you do that, that's fine too. But being outside in a little nature, even if it's on your street, and seeing a couple trees, feeling a little cold on you, getting some exercise and getting that in every day is a life changer, and it's easier. You do that one, I'll throw on the water too. You started down the road and you can get to the next ones.
That is awesome. I want to give one myself, if I may, and then we're going to go to a break. Our sponsors got to say a few words to you. They take our time, but we got to give them some space, because we want to make sure you know how to connect with us and discover more. Quick tip. You don't know how much stress, maybe you do, impacts your health. And you know, many of us were raised to just push through, you know? You just deal with it, right? But listen, let one tip be that you walk away with today is to really work to manage your stress. And you know how I do it? It's usually not as bad as I think it is, right? I try not to get worked up as much as I would otherwise. I take a few minutes. I pause. I'm quick to listen and slow to speak. Remember that when you get frustrated, when your blood boils, when you get angry, when you allow, we have emotion, but when emotion has us, what you don't know is what's happening chemically in the body. And those negative chemicals, which we'll talk about when we come back and maybe in the after show, they produce a inflammatory response in your body. And inflammation, you being inflamed, is the precursor to nearly all disease. And stress, it truly is a silent killer. Let's watch it this year. Let's be quick to listen, slow to speak, and not get so worked up all the time. Let's go to a break real quick. We'll be right back. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Damon. This is Zoe Today. We're live 30 minutes right here, 98 million homes in 22 countries. And then we stay after an after show for another half hour to answer the questions you have. You're watching, you can connect with us, get the answers to your questions live. Be right back right after this.
Being healthy is important now more than ever to combat whatever illness comes your way. With knowledge and oversight from our board of licensed medical professionals, is proud to offer Zoe 60, an easy-to-follow, complete lifestyle program. Not only will the program help you lose weight and keep it off, but is designed specifically to help you balance your spirit, soul, and body.
The program that we put together puts you in a place to heal yourself, and it doesn't take long for you to see the benefits of that.
Your first step is to pick up the phone and call the Zoe Logix expert team of trained doctors and health consultants right now. Our Zoe Logix team will provide you with a customized evaluation in order to guide you through your lifestyle transformation and help you achieve internal balance. Call now to set up a remote consultation with our wellness coaches. They will walk you step by step through this life-changing program online, and you can lose up to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days and vastly improve your overall health.
The statements that was made to me was, we want to heal what's inside so that your body can do what it's supposed to do, and that's burn the fat. I lost 36 pounds in 30 days.
It's more than weight loss. It's true wellness. And it's the kind of program that works for the rest of your life. And believe me, it's that simple. All of this without the pills, without expensive exercise equipment, without prepackaged foods.
Call right now using code ZOEFREE, and your initial consultation with the Zoe Logix Health Sciences, normally valued at $100, will be absolutely free. But this is a limited time offer, so you must call right now. You now have no more excuses not to get started on your overall health journey. Call now.
Hi, and welcome back. We're here. Damon is speaking with Dr. Joe Feuerstein and Dr. Stephen Gabriel. Damon, we only have about 6 more minutes left. So, gentlemen, let's get right back into it.
My grandfather said, blessed are those that are short-winded. They'll be invited back. So I'm going to move quick. I want to try to get a couple of sound bites from Dr. Joe and Dr. Gabriel in rapid succession before we wrap up the show and go to the after show. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Damon Davis. This is Zoe Today. I'm here with Dr. Joseph Feuerstein and Dr. Stephen Gabriel. These two guys, these two chaps, my good friends, they're medical doctors. They're on our team. They're on my board of directors. Everything that we develop and deploy through the work of Zoe Wellness Centers of America and Zoe Logix Health Sciences, Zoe Integrative Wellness, these men and others make sure is right for you. Isn't that awesome? You have the confidence to know when you connect with us, you're getting right answers to real questions right on time. Dr. Feuerstein, you talked about water. Give us a little, did you know, before we left out. Can I prompt you with one? Sugar. You told me about a study on sugar just before we got to the New Year's break that is profound. Talk about sugar in a quick soundbite, then we'll go to Gabriel and hit another topic.
So sugar, firstly, we as in humans are hardwired to like sugar. We like sugar, we like salt. That's what it does things. What does it do? It actually affects the chemicals in the brain. It makes you happy because it gives the chemicals in the brain that make you happy. It makes you high and it makes you addicted. Literally, a lot a lot like, when you look at MRIs, a lot like actually using drugs. Sugar is not really our friend. There are natural sugars that are going to be much healthier, and they come from nature. So an apple is always going to be superior to a muffin. I mean, that's just going to be a healthier way of. That's the way God made it. Made it sugar as together with fiber, not some prepackaged thing. That's not going to be good for you.
You told me, Dr. Feuerstein, I think, that they did like a scan of the brain compared to, correct me if I'm wrong, crack cocaine, I think, and the
That's right.
sugar had the same. Speak to that really quickly.
It lights up the same parts of the brain, the dopaminergic system, as when you're sitting there, if you're a foodie and you're into sugar, as when somebody is sitting there and using crack cocaine. It is literally that addictive. And it's very, very inflammatory. It's literally causing inflammation. It's just not a good food.
Yeah. You're asking, well, what's the point? Well, it's driving inflammation in your body. That white powdered stuff. And you may say, well, what about that brown sugar? What about some natural honey? We'll talk about that in the after show. Email us. We'll give you more information when we have time. But if you can avoid sugar, if you said, hey, as part of my New Year's resolution in January, no sugar, that's a good move. Dr. Gabriel, I want to talk about the sun very quickly, but specifically vitamin D. It's something we'll talk a lot about on this show. There's so many people from winter season, they're not outdoors. We're not getting vitamin D naturally from the sun. What is it quickly? How important is it that we should be thinking about supplementation with vitamin D, or at least mindful of our levels?
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up, Damon, because just yesterday I was thinking, why am I kind of down? And I looked outside at the rain and the gloom, and I thought, oh yeah, this happens to me every year. This happens this time of year. And part of this is definitely linked to vitamin D, low sun exposure. You know, a lot of studies that I've looked at with vitamin D, as much as everyone calls it a vitamin, and it's labeled in the medical community as a vitamin, it really acts more like a hormone in our body. Goes all over the body, probably involved in more than 1,000 different reactions, from our brain to our gut health, heart, energy. Everything seems to be linked to the power of vitamin D. And I can tell you, just from looking at my own patients, especially in the wintertime, we have extremely low levels of vitamin D. The only way to really get that up and improve our overall health, and for those who aren't inspired just by our overall health, but just our mind and our happiness and decrease anxiety, is to supplement with vitamin D, a high quality vitamin D. I do it every day. Proves our immune system, proves our mental state of health, improves our overall longevity, aging, and chronic diseases, all decrease with high levels of vitamin D.
Dr. Gabriel, really quick, sorry to interrupt you. They're wrapping us up. Hey, stay with us on the after show. Stay with us. We're going to keep talking. Stay with us. Thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.